Throughout the last few years, I've seen multiple people I know well turning to vaping. It's honestly incredibly saddening to me because I know the effects vaping has on both the body and the mind, and I wish that they would stop, but unfortunately, I can't take on the effects of nicotine. However, most sources agree that the best way to stop teen vaping is to do one simple thing: educate the population. Today, we will discuss what you can do to prevent teen vaping. As stated in most of my previous speeches, most vapes contain nicotine. It's highly addictive and it just makes you want to get more, which then speeds up the effects. I've talked about it in previous speeches, so I'm not going to touch too much on it here. But why is teen vaping as bad as it is? Well, two simple factors led to the increased amount of teen vapers over the previous years. The first being that when vaping was invented, scientists rushed to find out the effects of it, which gave time for companies to make advertisements and target young adults and teenagers. While the scientists were figuring out what effects vaping has on the body, these companies just kept marketing and advertising towards young adults and teenagers, which ended up leading to a large amount of increased teenage vapors. When the data came out as to what effect it actually has on the body, it was too late. But why should you care? Well, because this is our future. Our future currently is the guinea pigs for vaping. And if the effects that happen short term translate into the long term, then that's not a good sign for anybody who vapes right now. But what can we do? Most sources agree that the best thing to do is to educate yourself and others. iCare has a page where they give advice to parents on how to stop their kids from vaping. The first thing they tell parents to do is to educate yourself. They also say that many anti-drug initiatives have vaping guides available free of charge, and parents should learn as much as they can about the vaping devices, what's being vaped, and the risks involved. UT Southwestern encourages parents to take the following 5 steps when helping a teen quit vaping. Ask questions, be patient, help them remove temptation, encourage them to have a plan, and point them towards more help. You see, both of these sources agree that if you know your child is vaping and you want to put a stop to it, the best thing to do is to encourage them as a parent. You can also get their friends involved and have the friends help encourage them to stop. Parent and friend support is probably the number one way that we can lower the amount of teen vapors. Because we can limit marketing, we can limit vapes themselves. But the best thing to do is to help from a personal level. If you get the parents and friends involved on a personal level, it will resonate with teenagers much more. But if teen vaping is such an issue, what is being done currently to slow the effects of it? Well, the FDA is making progress in the fight against teen vaping. In their 2020 Youth Tobacco Prevention Plan, they listed quite a few ways they were planning on tackling teen vaping in 2021. However, almost all of these fell under one of 3 categories: access, marketing, and education. In the access category, the FDA talked about things such as making it harder to buy vapes as a teenager and adding age restrictions on specific vapes. In the marketing section, they talked about limiting marketing attempts by companies to where they will not market towards teenagers anymore. In my personal opinion, I believe that both access and marketing is not a problem. However, I've never tried to buy a vape, so I have no idea what it's like trying to buy a vape. But in the marketing section, I do not see any advertisements for vaping, while before 2020, I saw quite a few on the internet. However, the section that stands out the most to me is the education section. In this section, they talked about things such as expanding the Real Cost campaign. The Real Cost campaign is a campaign set up by the FDA to inform teenagers on the internet and that watch TV a lot about the effects that vaping can have on your body. Through this campaign, they also provide ways for teens to stop vaping. In my personal opinion, I believe that this has been greatly expanded. I have seen a lot more real cost advertisements in 2021 than I did before 2021. And I'm on YouTube quite often. Another thing they mention in the education section is joining forces with Scholastic to provide e-cigarette prevention information in English and Spanish to middle and high school educators. I believe this will be very similar to the DARE program that I had to go through back in 5th grade, but instead of focusing on drugs, they focus on vaping. And it's also targeted more towards middle and high school students rather than 4th and 5th graders. Heart.org identified multiple attempts to slow teen vaping, which include restricting access, conducting media campaigns, and provide quit smoking programs. There have been quite a few quit smoking programs that have opened up in my local area recently, and I have also noticed quite a few media campaigns that have been conducted rather than just the real costs over the last year. The American Lung Association identified and described multiple campaigns to help, quote, educate, intervene, and prevent the use of tobacco and nicotine by the next generation. Some of these campaigns include Not, In Depth, and Get Your Head Out of the Clouds. They also identified a few local campaigns to specific cities to show that if you wanted to, you can start up a campaign in your local community to help stop teen vaping. In review, we discuss what you can do to help prevent teen vaping. But the number one thing that you can do is either as a parent or as a friend, encourage and help a person stop vaping. If you want to help, that's the route that's been proven to work the best. So if you educate yourself and others into the issue, more than likely we can lower the numbers. Hopefully, the number of teen vaping over the next few years will go down and we can rest knowing that teen vaping is not an issue that will affect our generation down the line.